So with lockdown in the UK, the only other way that I can teach outside of the online sessions are via one-to-one sessions. So we're allowed in England to meet someone outside of our household in an outdoor public space for in a socially distanced way. So I'm having a series of one-to-ones with my students, meeting with Julie this morning, and you might see her later on. And I've asked my students to keep their own diaries of their training as well, so hopefully. Okay, so we've been looking at one-to-one training diaries during lockdown with my students here in Oxford, and I'm here with Julie, who's been training one-to-one with me for about a year now, and training with us in the club for about a year and a half. And here we are during lockdown on a cold January afternoon. So Julie, tell us a little bit about what's brought you to do these Monday sessions with me for the last year, and what it's like training with me right now during our current lockdown in the UK.
So Giles offered the option of one-to-one training, and I thought it sounded like a good idea, a way to accelerate recovering my fitness and improve my skills as well. And almost as soon as we started heading towards lockdown, and luckily we've been able to continue almost every week during lockdown in one form or another, either online, in my back garden, in the park, all depending on the current regulations. And so it's kept me fit during lockdown, or fitter. It's given me something to look forward to. And I have improved my skill level, and because I find I'm quite a slow learner in forms, I get to have some extra input on the forms, and to ask individual questions about the bits that I'm finding difficult.
Thank you. So tell me about right now, January 2021, and training week to week. What have been challenges or barriers or strains on that process for you in the context of studying Kung Fu and Tai Chi in your own personal life?
Well, in the longer term, I'm still getting over having two babies in my late 40s, and so it's hard to come back from that when you don't have much time to spend on yourself and you've got two kids. Of course, now my two kids are at home 24/7 doing homeschooling, so actually it's a relief to get away to the park for a couple of hours, and they can't follow me here, and to get some fresh air and train outside. I think one of the things that people don't mention often enough about using martial arts as a way of improving your fitness is that you never get bored, whereas you might do on a treadmill or doing a repetitive class or whatever, and particularly with something like Taoist based martial arts, there's always more to learn. You can go in at several different levels, not just the physical level.
Thank you. And then final question, when you're not doing your online classes or not training with me or with Master Bing online, what other moments do you find in the week how do you find ways to integrate practice into your daily weekly schedule?
Oh, I'm not very good at it, to tell the truth, and I'm trying to improve that this year. And it makes a huge difference to my skill level if I can find a few minutes every day just to run through a few forms. It helps improve my memory. I know this is probably heretical to some, but I prefer to write down the list of moves. It really helps my learning. And so this year I'm really trying to get daily practice. So I've done 8 brigades every evening, at least once a day for the past 2 weeks. And we started a new sword form with Master Bing 2 days ago, and it was made clear that the expectation was that we would get some daily sword practice, and so I have done so far, both with a sword in my hand and without, and it's already made a difference. I've already cracked about 3 of the 5 moves that we were taught 2 days ago.
That's great, amazing. Finally then, plan is to go to China in 20 months time. How does that prospect sit with you? What do you find kind of most daunting about that, or most exciting about that?
For me, it's a huge adventure because I've never properly been to Asia before. And being a linguist, there's something doubly terrifying about going to a country where you haven't mastered the language. Could we perhaps just go and train in Germany instead, please? And I would be well and truly within my comfort zone. When you've got young, very demanding kids, it's hard to carve out the time to look after yourself, but having such a major target gives me no wiggle room. I have to get fitter, I have to learn certain forms before we go, I have to get in some daily practice. So yeah, I'm excited and terrified in about equal measure. Yes, I want to learn some Mandarin as well. Yes, so it's a big adventure. It's a good job that we've got a 2-year run up to it, because we've already started on the path to Wudang a couple of months ago. I'm daunted by how much I have to do, and the past couple of months have shown me, despite the progress I've made in the past year and the past 18 months in my fitness levels and the new forms I've been learning, but I've had a big dose of self-awareness of how much I still have to do.
Thank you, Julie. Awesome.